Is Ready or Not a good game? Yes. Spoiler, yes, it's a good game. I am old enough to remember SWAT 4. You little younglings out there won't have a clue what that is, but it was janky as hell. But you could see what the team was trying to do. This was a basically imagine this, but it was created by a couple of crackheads. That's basically how it felt and played. But at the time, it was amazing because we didn't know any different. So this is pretty much a follow-on, I would say, in my opinion, to SWAT 4. But if you're a gun nut, i.e., just a yank, you're gonna love this because, as far as I can tell, they've actually, for what little research I did do, they did go to firing ranges, did mocap, did all the recordings, sounds, different. I mean, even these sounds will reverberate in different environments, and if you go out of speaking distance to your teammates, I've only played this offline with bots. I am not going to play this with military sim guys because they take these games way too serious. I mean, if I accidentally flashbang one of them, they'll have me in the Nuremberg trials. So these guys take it very, very seriously. But it's amazing. I've played solo. I've had no problems. So I'm just going to jump into the good stuff and then a couple of little hiccups at the end. Now moving on to the good points, and there's a lot of them, but I'll try and fire through as quick as I can so I don't drone on and annoy everybody. If you're a gun nut, you'll love it. They really took care in the firearms and the variety, even though there's not hundreds, but what they have, they really do make shine. And I do have a couple of favorites myself. You've got SMGs, shotguns, rifles. You've got as far the only non-lethal rifles and SMGs are pepper ball guns. But they annoy me because when you hit someone with a pepper ball gun, they just start running around like a mad spastic with their arms in the air, which makes it very hard to hit them with a beanbag shotgun. The problem is, with a beanbag shotgun, if I accidentally hit some Gen Z who this did happen, came running out of a toilet with a phone in their hand, all I saw was a person with something black in their hand, and I shot her in the head with a beanbag. She then proceeded to bounce off the tiles and die. So, yeah, needless to say, I messed that mission up. So you can kill with the beanbag shotgun, but I would say that's the best option if you want to go full S rank. I've got 1S rank, and the rest nowhere close. I mean, the best I can do is A+. I don't know how you're supposed to do some of these and get S ranks. It's nuts, some of the videos I've seen. But if you are one of those guys that want to get the highest ranking, you can do that. You want to play around with the weapons, you can do that. The mocap and reactions of the civilians and the suspects are just brilliantly done. And like I say, the storytelling is all in game. There's no cutscenes. You won't have anyone explaining anything to you, but you will see, for instance, a dead serviceman who you could tell he was an ex-veteran because he was, he had a plaque, ex-veteran, and they've shot his dog and he's used all his rounds. And it's little things like this, and there's some really creepy ones, which I found this more scary than most horror games these days because my bum hole is just puckered the whole time because one shot, you're dead, done. And they do that really, really well. Just to touch on the non-lethal options, you do have a taser, which I would say works 20% of the time. If they're wearing any more than a t-shirt, the prongs don't connect, and just like you see in the real body cam videos, it does nothing. You've got pepper spray, which I haven't even used. I've seen a few memes of it, but a lot of them involved R. Kelly, should we say. They were pretty funny. But I'm not even taking that in the field. It's a waste of a slot because you do have item slots. That's the other thing. You will have only a certain amount of slots. The heavier the armor, the less slots you have, and you'll need to think what you need to bring in, and you'll also need to, fit out your teammates for what you're doing. Now, like I say, I do play it solo. If you've got a good bunch of buddies that aren't going to take it super serious, this could be a lot of fun, or play it super serious. It's, so I'm not your dad, do what you want, but I'm not playing this with randoms because some of the communities I've seen with this, they take it like, they're really in the military. Those guys are probably sat at their desk covered in Cheeto dust, and they have a little army uniform on that's got the wrong fucking medals on, and a little beret that's on the wrong way around. That's the type of guy that strikes me as takes this way too serious, but it is terrifying. I've never played a non-horror game where I'm actually scared because one shot, you're gone. And you saw then in the background clip, if you actually were watching the background, I didn't check my corner, and a guy was hiding behind the door. Now, luckily, he was only armed with a little pistol, so it didn't do much. But things like that will always change on each level. So from level to level, you'll never have the same thing. Well, I mean, you may have the same thing happen twice. I don't want to say it never happens, but they'll rearrange enemies. They'll give you extra enemies, less enemies, more hostages, less hostages, more civilians. You know, this and that. And you can't just pick a weapon up off the floor. You go in with the gear you have because, well, you're a first responder. You're not the Hulk. You're not a superhero. One shot, and if it happens to hit you in the temple where you don't have any protection, you're going down. Now, to some, that may be very, very frustrating. And at first, I was just running around dying constantly, and then, you know, it took all of my two brain cells to sort of rub together and create a spark where I was like, right, okay, I'm getting this now. One shot kills you, and once you figure that out, start playing the game like it's your life, and you'll have some really good fun with it. So, is it good? I'm going to keep it short. Yes, it's good. Get it. Spend your money on it if you've got it. I mean, you know, like I say, I'm not your dad. Well, not that I know of. But if you can get it in a sale, get it. It's good fun. If you've got a bunch of lads you want to play it with, go for it. But my humble opinion, it's bloody brilliant. Bloody great job these developers have done.